Happy Monday. We're going to have a wonderful week and we're going to start with some language arts today. We are now in Unit 3, Week 3, and we are talking about why do we like poems. And poems are kind of like short stories, and there's a lot of rhyming words in them. And we do nursery rhymes each week, which are kind of like poems as well. They tell a story and they may have some repeated words. So this week we're going to be working on our new poem, which is Jack and Jill. Last week we did Itsy Bitsy Spider, and then later this year we'll be working on some of the same ones that we're going to be working on this week. We also are going to be reviewing Hickory, Dickory, Dock and Humpty Dumpty this week in our stories. If you open up your packets to pages 98 and 99, those are for my e-learners. Remember, A-Day students are here in class with us today, and then B-Day students, you will come Thursday and Friday, and you will get your packets then. However, I want you to still follow along and listen to the video, even if you don't have the packet with you. Just make sure you're paying attention, and if I am telling a story or asking a question, think if you can get those answers in your head, okay? And then when you come to Thursday and Friday, then you can share those answers when we go over those things in class again. On the left side, we have Little Boy Blue. The title is Little Boy Blue, and here is our poem. Little boy blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn. But where is the boy who looks after the sheep? He's under a haystack, fast asleep. So here's Little Boy Blue, and he is asleep in the haystack. And his job is to be looking after the farm animals. However, he's fast asleep, so there's the cow. He's over eating up the corn, and it also said that the sheep's out in the meadow. So he needs to wake up and blow his horn so that way we can get all the animals back at the farm. On the right side, we have Little Miss Muffet. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider who sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. So Little Miss Muffet, she's sitting there, and a tuffet's kind of like a little stool or chair, and she's eating her curds and whey, and that's like oatmeal. So she's sitting there all nice on her little cushion, eating her breakfast probably, and then along comes the spider, and what happens? She gets scared and she runs away. I would probably do the same thing. How about you? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go and look at our poetry collection, which is some different poems that we are going to be looking at and talking about before we work on our letters this week. Okay, if you're looking at page 115, if you have your packet, we have the front cover of our poetry collection. And we can see there's a duck, there is Humpty Dumpty, and then there is a little mouse. So it says, Duck Meets the Moon, Humpty Dumpty, Hickory Dickory Dock, Poetry Collection, illustrated by Hector Molasco. So we have several stories in this collection, and that may be different poems, or you can have books with other stories kind of combined. So I know in our classroom we have a Pinkalicious book that has 3 or 4 of the Pinkalicious books all put in one book, so that way you don't need to buy all the little ones, you can buy one big one. Let's open up our story and let's look at Duck Meets the Moon. Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to read the story and I want you to read along with me. Duck looks up and sees the moon. I can fly fast and be there soon. So here's Duck, and it looks like it's nighttime with the big moon out, and there's a pond, and Duck says, I'm going to flap my wings and get to the moon because the moon looks so big, it's so close. But let's see what happens to Duck. Duck looks down. I made a mistake! Splash! Duck meets the moon in the lake. So what can happen is a image of the moon can be reflected onto water. So maybe that's a lake, river, the beach. And Duck was flapping his wings hoping to get to the moon, but you can't get to the moon by flying up there. At least as an animal, you need a spaceship. So he tried, but instead he just dove right into the water and splashed into the reflection of the moon. Let's turn the page and look at the next one. Okay, next, boys and girls, we're going to be looking at Humpty Dumpty. And this is a traditional nursery rhyme. This is one that we say again and again, year after year. It's the same one your parents have heard when they were in school, the same one your grandparents heard when they were in school. And this is one that we actually practiced already when we did our nursery rhymes. So let's look at the story, or the poem again. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And if you'd like to, you can say it with us since you know the nursery rhyme. Okay, boys and girls, follow along with Miss Beery. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Okay, and if you're at home, you can do it again. So you can either read it in your packet at home, or you can play back the video so that way you get more times practicing the nursery. Okay, boys and girls, the last one we're going to be doing is Hickory, Dickory, Dock, a traditional nursery rhyme. And this is one you know too. So as Miss Beery is saying it, you can say it at home with me. Hickory, Dickory, Dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1, the mouse ran down. Hickory, Dickory, Dock. Okay, you did a wonderful job. Now we're going to be moving on to some letters and some sounds that we're going to be practicing next. We're going to be opening up to pages 100 and 101. Remember, if you are a B-Day student, you don't have the packet yet, so you'll be doing those pages in class with Mrs. Morgan or Miss Beery. However, I would still love for you to stay and listen to the video so that way you get a little extra practice with those letter sounds. Okay, so here we have some words that are 2-syllable words. For example, we have toothbrush, or we can clap it toothbrush, or we have mailbox, mailbox, there's 2 there. We have another one, doghouse, there's 2. And we have rainbow. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a picture of one of those things that we hear. So we have a toothbrush, so you can draw a tooth. Or if you like, you could draw a brush. And this is more like a hairbrush, and this is not a toothbrush. Next we have mailbox. So you can draw mail, an envelope, and you could draw a box. So I'm going to draw an open box. Down here we have doghouse. So you can draw a house. And then you can also draw a dog. Okay, and they don't need to be perfect, but you are more than welcome to pause the video if you are at home, draw the pictures, and give them some color too. The last one is rainbow. So we can do some raindrops for the rain. And then for a bow, you can do triangle, rectangle, triangle. So that way it's a bow, and you can kind of curve it around if you'd like to. We are also working with our shapes and math, so that's perfect. Okay, let's look at them again. We have toothbrush, so we have a tooth and a brush. We have mailbox, we have mail and a box. We have doghouse, so we have a dog and a house. We have rainbow, we have rain and a bow. Okay, the next side we're going to be looking at the letter Z. Say Z, Z. We are going to be writing the Z and then circling pictures that begin with the Z. So the first one we have is zipper. I want you to go ahead and circle the word zipper. Okay, so next we're going to be writing the letter Z. And the capital Z and the lowercase z are very similar. The capital Z is bigger, but they have the same, you have the same motions when you write it. For a capital Z, you start at the skyline and you slide to the right. Then you go down the slide and back to the right. The same thing for a small Z, but this time you're going to start in the plane line. Slide to the right, go down the slide to the right. Okay, I would like you to go over this Z a couple times just for practice before you go to the next one. Next we have a picture of a zoo, so we need to write another Z. Capital Z at first, slide to the right, slide down, slide to the right, slide to the right, slide down, slide to the right. How about a duck? Does a duck begin with a Z? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs down. How about a bowl? Does a bowl begin with the Z? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs down. How about zebra? Does zebra begin with a Z? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up. Go ahead and write your Z. Slide to the right, slide down, slide to the right, slide to the right, slide down, slide to the right. Wonderful. One more. We have zero. Does zero begin with a Z? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up. Go ahead and write your Z. Slide to the right and slide down, slide to the right, slide to the right, slide down, slide to the right. And what I'd love for you to do if you're at home and you have your packet is go over those Z's with a crayon, or you can rainbow write them in different colors. That'd be wonderful for some extra practice. And those are things that we do in the classroom as well. So if you are a B-Day student, you will come and you'll do that in class with us on Thursday and Friday. I hope you all have a fabulous day, and I will see you tomorrow where we're going to look at those poetry collection stories one more time before we do another short story. I will see you tomorrow. Bye, friends.